Coming up on this episode of Aftershock,
Ria shows us how to make a delicious after-school snack,
Ethan updates us on all things Lightning Athletics,
and Model UN had their first general meeting.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Dylan Buxtell.
And I'm Josie Clancy, and Aftershock starts now.
Clubs are giving potential members a chance to learn more about their organization.
And this past week, both DECA and Model UN were able to do so through general informational meetings.
With students settling into their classes, clubs are having annual meetings for their new members. Cypress Bay's prolific DECA chapter hosts its own 2-day-long informative meeting.
One of the things that I appreciate about it is that it brings all of the students together that are in all of the classrooms.
What competition they're interested in, what aspect of DECA they'd want to do in the future, and if they're interested in any trips.
DECA Day is designed to inform new members on the inner workings of DECA, as well as what the club has to offer.
A lot of times clubs exist because of their reputation. Every student walks away with an understanding and an appreciation for the club that they're part of.
DECA Days is really supposed to be able to give them that opportunity to see what we have waiting for them for the year, different trips, competition, all that kind of stuff. So I really want DECA Day to give them that kind of fire.
As with many important events, its successful execution did not come without its difficulties.
There was some obstacles, not many. We faced a little bit of disorganization.
Little things like waiting for the last minute to set up. We had some technical difficulties the day of, but those are handled pretty efficiently.
Despite some hardships of its preparation, the conference leaves an effect on members and advisors alike.
I learned about competitions. I learned about the specific teachers and advisors, that they were always there to help you out. It helped me so much in the future.
I can network with a bunch of people from all over the world and teaching other people about different aspects of DECA. So before, I would never want to do that. And now it's like my favorite part of the organization.
With every year, DECA Day helps its new members and even advisors get their start in the organization. Ethan Gare, CBTV.
One of the founding countries.
Model UN is a role-playing simulation of the United Nations, which is a council of countries from around the world. And their first meeting was on Monday, August 27th.
The point of the meeting today was just to introduce people to what it is we do and to have them find whether they want to stay in it or not, whether they want to continue to go further with it.
Model UN does more than just talk about policies and international affairs.
Model UN is all about, first of all, representing the country and working with others in a diplomatic manner. But also when you're doing this research and representing this country, you also learn a lot about the culture that you're representing. For example, I was France a couple years ago at a competition at UF. And I learned some things about the French culture that I had never known. So yeah, Model UN is a way to learn more about cultures that you have never known about.
Model UN hasn't always been as successful as it is today. Since Raphael's freshman year, there have been a lot of changes.
Model UN in Cypress Bay was started around a couple years after its creation, so around 2005. And over the course of those years, it's been we've had 2 sponsor shifts, and we've had many members join. But in recent years, Model UN has been growing very much.
With all this growth and all these changes, new club members are still continuing to join.
A lot of people here, but I think that's a good thing. There's a lot of countries after all. It looks like it's going to be a blast. That's what I think.
New and returning members are able to explore the influence of culture in international affairs and are informing the community around them. Ricky Kidder, CBTV.
You know, it's my senior year and I'm finally getting a yearbook.
That's so cool, but do you know what it actually takes to make the yearbook?
Actually, no. But Ike was able to look into that process. Here he is with the story.
Cypress Bay yearbook pre-orders can already be found online. With the new school year underway, the yearbook team begins a lengthy process of making the yearbook.
As editor-in-chief within the club, I try to make sure all the editors are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it was the editor's responsibility to teach the staffers how to take pictures and write copies and captions. We start right away in August, and then we submit it in March.
It is evident that the technical aspects of the yearbook is difficult, and we were able to find out exactly what the club means to some of the members of yearbook.
This would be my third year. I was just always interested of seeing all the work put into one book and having all those memories.
It's just really special when in May everybody gets the book and they open it and you see their faces light up because they remember, I remember this from homecoming and from the pep rally.
Even some students here at the Bay have their own unique attachments to the yearbook.
Yeah, especially senior year, because when I get it and I'm 50 years old, I'm going to want to look at it.
The yearbook allows students at the Bay to look back on their time in high school and reflect on past experiences. Ike Grapin, CB TV.
Hey, can I borrow a pencil?
Sure.
Thanks. Oh man, I have nothing to play this on. Can I borrow a ukulele?
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I don't have anywhere to put this. Can I borrow a backpack?
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks. I don't feel safe doing this.
I got you.
Thank you.
I'm always so hungry when I get home.
Well, here's Rhea with a quick and easy snack that you can make after school.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Rhea Thomas, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a chewy granola bar on this week's Teen Cuisine. In a large bowl, mix the oats, rice cereal, coconut oil, honey, brown sugar, salt, and vanilla until evenly combined. Then, add your chocolate chips and mix again. Move the mixture into a small baking tray. Then place the bar mixture into an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 5 to 8 minutes. Let the granola cool, then cut them into a rectangular shape and enjoy. That's all for this week's Teen Cuisine. I'm Rhea Thomas, CB TV.
In a school of almost 5,000, you'd think it would be easy to hide in the crowd. But you freshmen, yeah, you stick out like a sore thumb. That's okay though, it's your first year. Here are some tips on how to survive your first year at the Bay. Tip number 1, a common stereotype is that freshmen have giant backpacks, and if you do, here's how to fix that. Take just what you need for each day and avoid overstuffing your bag. Tip number 2, you do not have to run to each class. We get 10 minutes in between each period, and I promise you'll get to your class on time. Finally, tip number 3, if you get lost, don't be afraid to ask for help. Instead of scrambling around, ask an upperclassman or even a nearby teacher, and they'll help you out. Hopefully with these tips, you'll have what it takes to sail through your first year of high school. Good luck!
Here's Ethan with this week's Lightning Athletics.
It's been an action-filled week here at Cypress Bay with sports, and you know what that means, girls volleyball. Here's Josie with the coverage.
On Tuesday, August 28th, the Cypress Bay girls volleyball team took on the undefeated Cardinal Gibbons Chiefs. In the first set of the game, both the Lightning and the Chiefs came out of the gates running. The lead was constantly switching back and forth between the teams, but despite the Lightning's best efforts, the dominant Lexi Bakastelos was able to earn the Chiefs their final point, making the first set 25-22. The Lightning had a slow start in the second set, allowing their opponents to obtain a 5-0 lead. The Lightning gradually began to score more points, but the Chiefs were able to capitalize on the Lightning's missed hits, taking the second set 25-15. The Lightning's offense came alive in the third set, which was evident to Gibbons, who called a timeout to regroup. After coming out of the huddle, Gibbons scored a few initial points and made a strong attempt to come back, but it wasn't enough to stop the Lightning, who went on to win 25-22, taking the teams into a fourth set. Throughout the final moments of the game, the Lightning gave it their all on defense, yet had a few errors offensively, allowing Gibbons to leave victorious.
I think overall we could have done a lot better, but at the end of the day, I think when we were on the court, each one of us contributed as much as we could, and that we were able to put the ball away when we needed to, and we could have done a better job of working well together. But other than that, I think we did okay. Not our best, but we'll keep getting better.
The girls volleyball team will be playing their next game on September 4th against South Plantation.
Football season has finally started at Cypress Bay, and now it's JV's time to get some action. Now over to Klaus with the coverage.
On Wednesday, August 29th, the Cypress Bay Lightning took on the Cooper City Cowboys in a JV showdown. The Cowboys looked to score on their first drive and were forced to punt, resulting in a 35-yard return by Malcolm Gordon. Stop there, as he dodges a tackle for a first down. Play quickly picked up at the end of the second half, with the Cowboys converting a 3rd and 17, resulting in a walk-in for Cooper City. And even with the defensive lapse, Cypress Bay was able to block the extra point.
The kick is blocked.
Joy Fleming looked determined, running all the way from the Cypress Bay 30-yard line for a 70-yard Lightning touchdown.
For the big return.
The Cowboys recovered quickly and scored another touchdown before the half, resulting in a 13-7 lead. Cooper City didn't let down the intensity, with DeAndre Griffith converting a 20-yard carry. The Cowboys scored on the same drive, upping the lead 20-7. But the Lightning struck back, with Cody Jopp running it in off of a missed-thrown Cowboy pass. Cypress Bay converted on a first down measurement, but the Lightning failed to convert for another first. Cooper City ended up withstanding a lightning strike and took the JV victory with a score of 20-14.
Now that you know high school football has started, did you know college football is starting up again? Here's Ben with the Did You Know?
Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Clemson.
I don't know any football teams.
Oklahoma, Georgia, Clemson, and Alabama.
Georgia.
Alabama. I don't know.
Alabama. Steve Smith. Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
That's all we got for you this week. Until next time, I'm Ethan Gare, CBTV Sports.
Yeah, who? Lil Gum Rapper. Yo, killer, give me the beat. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, who? Yeah, who? Yeah, I be Tokyo drifting. Basic girls call me uplifting. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. Yeah, I be Tokyo drifting. Basic girls call me uplifting. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. I'm whipping up in the kitchen. Hustles got my magician. I'm so gassed up by the money and women. I gotta say I feel Parisian. Gotta calm down on my Gibson. You better not be all snitching. Got my can't be beef from clouds. Gotta keep that tunnel vision. Yeah, I be Tokyo drifting. Basic girls call me uplifting. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. Yeah, I be Tokyo drifting. Basic girls call me uplifting. Diamonds all way to the ceiling. Diamonds all way to the ceiling.
The Cypress Bay Sound of Thunder is known for working hard throughout the year to perfect their performances.
And this year is no exception. Here's Alyssa with the story.
The Sound of Thunder marching band has been roaring through the school since the summer.
It's pretty tiring, but I mean, you get through it, and once you get through it, you have a good feeling inside, like you accomplish something during the summer.
The marching band competes in a number of competitions throughout the year.
In October, we have BOA, which is Bands of America. So that's going to be in Orlando, I think. And then in November, we have FMBC, which is basically states, which we made finals last season, and we're working to make it again.
They practice every Monday and Wednesday until 8:30 through rain or shine.
If we have a football game, then we would start off with some stand tunes, and then we would go on to do our field show. If we have a competition coming up, depending on which part of the show is the weakest part of the show, we'll typically start on that part of the show and then end with the strongest part of the show, or probably running the entire show.
Being in marching band is a physically challenging responsibility, but Max knows it's worth it.
3 weeks over the summer that we would do from 9 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So obviously that's exhausting. But we still have a lot of work to do. Like, we definitely worked hard though.
The effort that the marching band puts into their music is often overlooked by the students at the Bay, but they plan on bringing the Thunder back louder and better than ever. Marching band is a team and family that practices tirelessly doing what they love. Alyssa Wheelock, CBTV.
I was so scared to take it. Oh my goodness.
I was studying so hard for it.
Yeah. It was not scary.
Check for signs of choking. If they are indeed choking, start dialing 911. Place one of your forearms on the person's back, then lean them over slightly. With your other hand, proceed to hit the person's back 5 separate times between their shoulder blades with the heel of your hand.
My friend is choking!
If this does not work, immediately proceed to the Heimlich maneuver, continuing to call 911.
Are you okay? I'm okay. Okay. She's okay. She's okay. Okay.
Hey Josie, did you know that there's going to be a new building?
Wait, really? I had no idea.
Julian went around the Bay asking you guys what you think of the new building in this week's Man on the Streets.
What's going on, Cypress Bay? I'm Julian Bonilla, and on this week's Man on the Street, I went out to see what you guys think of the new building. First question is, what have you heard about the new building that they're constructing out there in the courtyard to replace the portables?
It's gonna cost a lot of money.
All I know is they're gonna replace the portables and whatnot. I don't know when they're gonna do it though. It's gonna make a class a lot harder, like trying to maneuver around it and whatnot. It looks nice.
It looks nice. You see images of the building?
Yeah.
If you, as an architect, could design the new building, how would you design? Just draw it right there, a rough sketch of what it would look like.
Needs a lot of flex tape.
A lot of flex tape. I like this one. It's a feat of engineering.
That's my new building.
That's your new building?
You don't need new classes, bro.
So, if I have to question you, it doesn't seem, because we have a lot of hurricanes here, it doesn't seem very stable, you know? So it would just kind of fall over.
It'll just be like that. This is an accurate drawing of Bill Swift.
Okay, so we've essentially constructed an advertisement for flex tape.
No, it's another sun.
It's another sun, so you're constructing a whole nother sun just for the building?
Yes.
When the portables go and are replaced by this building, potentially exactly like how you drew it, will you miss the portables at all?
Of course not. No. I don't
Why
like
not?
my Spanish teacher.
Always so cold. You gotta walk to it when it rains. Like, nah, I'm not about that.
Well, it seems to me like you guys are some gifted architects. I'm Julian Bonilla, CBTV.
That's all for this episode of Aftershock.
If you want to watch previous episodes, you can visit cypressbaytv.com.
And while you're at it, follow us on Twitter at Cypress Bay CBTV. I'm Dylan Buxdale.
And I'm Josie Clancy. Thanks for watching.